Hi everyone, this is Kalyan Kumar here, and we are in the last video number 12, part 12 of the carboxylic acid and derivatives, and this is amides. And in this particular video, we're going to learn the preparation, the various reaction of amides, focus on the ones that we haven't done before. And if you remember, I had talked about a Schmidt reaction in carboxylic acids, which led us to primary amines. And I said there are very similar reactions like that. One of those reactions we're going to do in this lesson and in this part, that is. And that is the Hoffman bromomide degradation. It is very similar to that Schmidt reaction of carboxylic acids. So, with that, let's get on with the video. All right. So, here we go. Amides. Real quick, let's do the preparation. Well, acid chlorides will react with ammonia. Ammonia will substitute, and you will get NH2 here, and one NH3 will take the H of the other NH3, and it will form NH4Cl. You can do it with primary means. You will get a secondary amide. You would do it with a secondary amine, you will get a tertiary amide. We've also seen the formation of amide from carboxylic acids. We first treated with ammonia. It forms an acid-based salt, ammonium salt, dehydrate it, and you get amide. You can do it with phthalic acid. You add ammonia. You will get ammonium salt in both. Then you do P2O5. You will get amide in both. Then you have intramolecular proton exchange. And one NH2 becomes NH minus, the other becomes NH3 plus. And that NH minus will attack the carbon and NH3 will leave, giving you a cyclic system, which is not amide, it is imide, phthalimide. Then we can do it with the acid anhydrides also. We have acid anhydride, ammonia attacking, and you'll get ammonium here and carboxylate, and this will transfer the H. You'll get amide and ammonium, and you'll get ammonium salt of carboxylate. So from esters, again, we can form ammonia. With ammonia, we can get amide. And partial hydrolysis of nitriles. If you take cyanide and you do partial hydrolysis, it will give you amide. Further hydrolysis of amide will give you acid. So let's look at some physical properties. Now, amides are both acids and base, which is why we call them as amphoteric. They're acids because their H is reasonably acidic. First of all, they're attached to N. On top of that, the N minus formed after the loss of proton is in conjugation with the C double bond O. So that would make them acidic, sufficiently acidic. And the lone pair on N will also make them as basic. So amides are amphoteric in nature, as the lone pair on nitrogen acts as a base. Well, the anion on nitrogen after losing a proton is resonance stabilized. So you can have this anion, which is resonance stabilized, acting, making the H acidic enough. Then we have chemical properties. Reaction as an acid, well, they can react as an acid. They'll react with base like calcium oxide, and you will get a calcium salt and water. The calcium salt of the amide. You can treat it with ammonia. You'll get a reacted with sodium. You'll get a sodium salt. Now it can also react as a base. It can react with HCl to get the H plus ammonium and then Cl minus salt. It reacts with nitrous acid. And remember, this NH2 will become something like a diazonium salt, which in the presence of solvent water will become carboxylic acid. Then you can do the hydrolysis of amide. As I said, amides can be hydrolyzed to acids. Reaction with alcohols, well, the fun part is you'll get ester here. And then you have the von Braun amide degradation, which is essentially the amide getting dehydrated further, the H2 of N and O will go as water and you'll get cyanide. Dehydration of amide. So what is basically going to happen is that the amide is like this, it will do tautomerism and become this. And PCl5 comes. You don't have to learn this mechanism, this is just for your interest. The lone pair attacks P and this C leaves and you'll get something weird like this. The Cl minus is gone here, okay? Now the Cl minus picks up this H, this goes to O and you're going to get HCl removed and you're going to get this. Then one more HCl will attack and it will attack the NH part. So you get NH2, H plus attacks N and the pi bond shifts to N and all. The Cl minus will attack the carbon, this is what you get. And then this Cl takes this H, this goes here, this goes here, and this leaves and you'll get something like this. As you can see, you'll get POCl3 and this will go as HCl and give you cyanide. Then you have seen the reduction of amides with sodium, alcohol and LAH. It will give you amine. And then comes the important part, the Hoffman bromomide degradation. Very important reaction. Amides with no substituent on the nitrogen, that is primary amides, when treated with a solution of bromine or chlorine in KOH, yield only primary amines. This is exclusively for primary amines, having one carbon atom less than the amide. That means you have the amide treated with bromine in the presence of KOH or NaOH. The CO will remove and you will get RNH2. And that CO will become K2CO3 and you get KBr and you get water. And this is the mechanism. And I'll show you how, when it becomes similar to the Schmidt reaction. As I said, the H of nitrogen is acidic enough, so the base comes and picks up this H, convert this into anion. Since bromine is there, N minus acts as a nucleophile on a bromine and one bromine minus leaves. So you will get the N-bromoamide. Okay. Now this N-bromoamide will get again attacked by OH minus. Now this is the situation. This is where things fall into place. Remember I told you that whenever you have RCO nitrogen and the nitrogen has an acidic H as well as a good living group, you'll always get a nitrene. And once you get a nitrene, everything becomes the same. So let's see. It takes a proton, you get an anion. But then bromine leaves because a good living group, you get a nitrene. But remember, this is where things happen, where the nitrogen lone pair attacks the carbon. So the octet of nitrogen can be completed. This R leaves, attacks the N, and you'll get alkyl isocyanate. Exactly the same as you saw in Schmidt reaction. Just go and have a look. And then of course the hydrolysis, it will attack the carbon, pi bond will shift to N. And then you will have intramolecular proton exchange. The H goes to N. It can goes to O minus also. But we are looking at the reaction when it goes to N. And then eventually this another OH minus would come, attack the carbon. This will leave here. Again, an intramolecular proton exchange. You will get 2H on N. And then one of the O minus comes back and the N plus leaves and you'll get RNH2 and carbonate ion. And you can see how many times you got Br minus, etc. And you can check how many times you got water and it will fall within the stoichiometry of the reaction. And that is the end of amides. So I hope the last reaction was important. So I hope you learned the mechanism for that. As I said, very similar to Schmidt reaction. You'll see a couple of more reactions when we do the preparation of amines, because they all lead to the primary amines formation. So we'll do more of these similar reactions in amines. And I will mention these reactions also when I do those reactions. So this completes carboxylic acid and derivatives. So that leaves us with the next lesson, which would be amines, which will be coming up shortly. With that, Kalyan Kumar signing off. Have a great and wonderful day and thank you. for watching this.